Today I'm going to show you how to make Korea's favorite soy sauce braised beef called 장조림. And 장조림 is such a popular side dish that when we make it, it literally becomes an entree unto itself because you end up eating thoroughly like 2 bowls of rice with it because of this liquid. Oh, this soy sauce liquid is so good. Now make sure to watch to the end because I'm going to show you what to do with this delicious broth after you're done eating all the beef. 오늘의 레시피, 맛있는 소고기 장조림 만들기. 오늘도 여러분들과 영어를 함께 하겠습니다. Ooh, so good. Hi everyone, this is Helen and welcome to Modern Pepper. 안녕하세요, Modern Pepper의 헬렌입니다. Today we will be using a little less than 2 pounds of beef brisket. You could also use flank steak or beef shank or any cuts of beef that has very little marbling. So I want you to cut the beef into big chunks, about this big. Then we're gonna put our cut chunks into a medium-sized pot. And to this we're gonna fill with water, just cold water, just enough so that the beef is completely submerged, like so. Turn the heat to high. Okay, so once it starts boiling like that, put the lid on it and lower your heat to medium, and we're gonna come back in 5 minutes. And 5 minutes later, it looks like that. So we're gonna quickly pour this out to a strainer. And I want you to quickly rinse this in cold water. So the point in flash blanching our beef for 5 minutes is to remove all the blood gunk because we want our 장조림 broth to be super clear, and we definitely don't want any blood residue on our meat as well. Now clean this up so that your pot looks this clean. And to the clean pot, we're gonna add our flash blanched beef chunks. We're gonna add 4 cups of water and our second 2 cups of water. So that makes 4 cups of water. Turn the heat to high. And to our pot, we're gonna add half a cup of GoChu. If you don't have GoChu, all-purpose soy sauce is fine. And we're gonna add 1/8 cup of Mirin, that's Korean cooking wine. And I have 6 to 8 peppercorns that we're gonna add to our pot. 1 whole scallion, bend it in half, and then put it in here. Now this is an optional ingredient. I have 1 small piece of Dashima, that's dried sea kelp, that we're gonna add in here. Make sure to press it down and notice how our liquid is now starting to boil. And this is when you place the lid and you reduce your heat to medium. We're just gonna let this slowly simmer for 40 minutes. I know some of you are asking me, Helen, can you use pork meat instead of beef? Yes, you can. Just like the beef that we use, make sure the pork that you're using is very, very lean and has very, very little fat. Just in general, 장조림 is made using the cheapest, toughest cut of beef or pork. That's it. And we need about 10 to 12 whole garlic cloves and about 6 to 8 of 꽈리고추. These are not as spicy as your serrano or jalapeno peppers. So if you're using jalapeno or serrano, I would probably just add 3 to 4. And for those of you who are not into spicy food at all, just put 1. It will just add a nice subtle peppery taste to our 장조림 broth. So our garlic, we could keep it, in whole like that. Or to make everything bite-sized, what I'd do is cut it in half. Totally up to you. Now for our 꽈리고추, this part we want to take out. And you do that by just taking your knife like that, go around it, and you just take it off like that. If you don't want to take it off, don't take it off. It's up to you, but that's what I like to do. Here, let's do one more together. So just go around and you just take it off. And our pepper ends are nice and clean with the ends all right here. So here's my tip for you. So we're gonna take our pepper and we're gonna use a skewer and we're just gonna puncture it like that. Maybe 3, 4, 5 holes like that. The reason why I'm doing this is so that we're gonna pour our hot 장조림 liquid to this, and the holes are gonna absorb and suck in all that delicious 장조림 broth inside our pepper. Later on, when you go to take a bite, oh my goodness, it's just like heaven in your mouth. From the 장조림 au jus. That's my secret tip that I'm sharing with you. And we're gonna add our peppers to our glass container. And these guys stay right here. All right, it's been 40 minutes. Let's take a look. Really good. All right, we're gonna lower our heat to low now and add 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, our garlic. Mix it well. So we want our sugar to dissolve, and just move the meat around a little bit one more time. All right, just make sure the meat is back in its liquid. Our scallion, we're gonna take out, put it here, as well as our sea kelp. Right here. Don't throw this away, folks. Watch what I do. And we're gonna put our lid on it and come back in 10 minutes. All right, I have about 2 tablespoons of warm Korean rice, and to this, we're gonna add our scallion and sea kelp. I mean, you could throw it away, but I'm gonna show you a snack that I make that is so yummy. And you just wanna mix it up and make yourself a spoonful of this. It's a, pre-taste test and a little snack for the chef. Open your mouth. Ah. Yes, you always have to make sure the chef is well fed and happy. Already, I'm so happy. And the 장조림 broth that we're making, with Korean rice, you just never waste it. You eat it all. And my grandma always told me, don't ever waste food. This is what my grandma used to do. Some of you are also asking, hey Helen, can you add hard-boiled eggs to it now? Yeah, you can. And I actually have a separate recipe just for soy sauce braised hard-boiled eggs, and also soft-boiled as well, and that's called 달걀장. So make sure to check it out, and the video link will be in the description box below. Let me just warn you, it is so highly addictive that you can't stop eating it until it's all gone. That's how good 달걀장 is. All right, our 10 minutes is up. Ooh la la, look at that. All right, I'm gonna turn off the heat, and we're gonna quickly transfer this to our Tupperware. So at this point, I want you to have a taste of the broth. Be careful, it's hot. 참 맛있습니다. The broth is amazing. I mean, I just don't know what to say other than it's amazing. It's salty, but not too salty, so that with Korean rice together, it would be like perfection. And the sweetness is almost like you can't even tell. So 장조림 is not meant to be a sweet dish. Keep that in mind. Now make sure to kind of press everything down so our beef is soaking in our 장조림 broth. And our peppers here are gonna slowly kind of deflate in this hot liquid broth that we added. And here's our delicious garlic. That is so good together. All right, so we're gonna let this cool down completely. Now, if you wanna eat this right away, you can, but I would wait at least 10 minutes for the peppers to infuse into our 장조림 broth. So once our beef has cooled down completely, you just wanna tear it apart like that. So let me just show you. You see the grains going this way? You just wanna pull it apart like that. You could do the rest and strip our beef into shreds like that, and then put it in our container. Or we could take our piece, put it on our cutting board, and just cut them into bite-sized pieces. Pick them up and put it in our container. So here's the half that I shredded, and here's the other half that I sliced. And I want you to notice how our green peppers here look extra bright green. This is because we did not add it to that pot of boiling soy sauce liquid. That's how it retains its bright color, because we just soaked it in our container as opposed to cooking it. Now, if we cook this in that pot of boiling water, it would be by now super dark greenish brown. Peppers always taste better, in my opinion, when it's still slightly fresh than crunchy. And we're gonna pour our liquid. All right, equally distribute this yummy, delicious beef broth. And here's our garlic. And then just gently push it down. I mean, this janjorim, I guarantee you, it's not even gonna last a few days in your household. All right, I'm gonna make a perfect bite for you. We're gonna get some Korean rice, and we're gonna get a small piece of our SoGoGhee on our rice. Ooh, and this garlic, ooh. If you love garlic, this is gonna be extra yummy. Our green pepper, I'm gonna cut it in half, and let me show you. This is our pepper, and I'm just gonna pour a liquid. That's what's gonna burst in your mouth. Yes, so good. And we'll just cut up the small piece that I'm gonna put on my spoon. And to this, I'm just gonna add a little bit of the au jus on top. And here is our perfect bite. Garlic, our braised beef, and our still crunchy tasting pepper soaked in our soy sauce broth together. This is a biteful. Now, the only other thing I would add to my perfect bite is a piece of kimchi on top together. And here we go. This is a perfect bite with kimchi, our janjorim, braised garlic, and green peppers with warm Korean rice. Oh yeah, open your mouth. Bon appetit! I always end up making the biggest bites ever, but you know, well, somebody has to eat it, right? 여러분, 참 맛있습니다. It's so good. It's not supposed to taste sweet at all. Sweetness should be subtle, very subtle, but it's salty enough, but not too salty, so that with Korean rice together, it's just perfectly balanced. And of course, the little kick from our green peppers and the garlic, ooh, so good. And our kimchi just took it to another level of perfection. Like, this is a meal unto itself, but it's technically a side dish in Korean cuisine, but everyone loves it as if it's a main entree. That's how good of a side dish this is in Korean cuisine. Last but not least, here is what I do with this delicious leftover broth. I just pour it over some warm Korean rice, you know, a generous amount like that. And then I take some kim crumble, lay it on top like that, and then mix it all up. 싹싹 비벼주세요. 맛있게. And then a tiny drizzle of sesame oil, and just go in with your spoon. Look at that. And a small piece of kimchi will literally save the day in your mouth. So don't throw away your soy sauce liquid when you're done eating all the beef. So make it at home and enjoy it. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and if you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on that thumbs up icon, because when you do, it does wonders for my channel, and I would totally appreciate your support. And if you did not subscribe yet, make sure to subscribe. 여러분, 오늘 재밌게 보셨으면 꼭 좋아하는 버튼과 구독 버튼도 눌러주세요. 감사합니다. Alright folks, I will see you in one of the videos you see right here. 다음 비디오에서 꼭 뵙겠습니다.